In the realm of the supernatural, ghostly encounters are considered especially eerie. On this channel, the haunted tales you're about to hear are brought to life by an elite squad of artificial intelligence narrators. These are their ghost stories. It starts like this. Deep in the heart of a forgotten forest, where the air always seems colder than it should be, lies an old trail. Nobody knows its name anymore. Locals call it the Whispering Woods because they swear, if you listen closely, you'll hear voices carried on the wind. Not the soft hum of leaves or the groan of swaying branches, but real whispers. And they're always saying the same thing. Leave. Leave now. A group of hikers once dared to ignore the warnings. They were drawn to a crumbling wooden cabin at the end of the trail, shrouded in vines and shadow. But the cabin wasn't abandoned, at least not by the living. Inside, they found strange symbols carved into the walls, spiraling and jagged. The air was thick, oppressive, as if the forest was leaning in around them. One hiker, a skeptic, laughed it off, calling it a cheap scare. That's when the door slammed shut. No wind, no explanation, just the heavy boom of the door locking them inside. And then the whispers began, louder now, echoing from everywhere and nowhere. You shouldn't be here. Panic set in. One of them shined a flashlight into the corner, and that's when they saw her. A woman standing impossibly still, her face turned away. She was pale, her limbs wrong, too long, too sharp, and her hair fell in strands like wet rope. The skeptic stepped forward, trying to rationalize it. It's just some trick. Someone's messing with us, he said, reaching out to touch her. The others screamed as her head snapped around. Her face wasn't a face at all, just smooth, blank skin where eyes and a mouth should be. And yet, somehow, they could still hear her voice. You should have left. The flashlight flickered, and in the darkness, there was chaos. The whispers turned into screams. One by one, the hikers vanished, swallowed by the dark. When the flashlight steadied, only the skeptic remained, trembling as the woman stood inches from him. She tilted her head, almost curious. And then she whispered, "Run." The next morning, park rangers found the cabin. Inside, there was no sign of the hikers, just 5 sets of shoes, perfectly lined up by the door, and the words, "Never stay after dark," carved deep into the wood. No one hikes the trail anymore, but if you're brave enough to wander near the forest at night, they say you can still hear the whispers. Leave. Leave now.